Hello, beautiful people and future me. So let's get into it. We will start with typing practice. And we'll start our timer. Maybe adjust the size a little bit. Okay, let's go. Come on. Okay, so we are right on a time with 5 minutes. We have 7% of keystroke overhead and 3, so try to keep this down for the future, hopefully. And now we will randomly pick what I will be doing, and it is Angularjs tutorial. Alright. So, playground. Do we have an Angularjs playground? We do, so I can open the project. And where do I do the tutorial? Okay, where is here it is. Here is my environment. I can go there and with the controller, and we are doing it on V3 schools. Okay. Okay. It is in the map, and here is V3 schools tutorial intro. The last thing I was doing was controllers. Okay, so we shall continue. Continue we will, and it is with free schools. Somewhere in here will be Angular. It's here. So we have the expression modules, directives, model data building controllers. And that's the last thing we are doing. So let's see if we did everything. So in the module, put the controller name, and this is the function of it. And there is some control methods. Okay, control method is something we did not do. So here are the methods. Then controllers in external files. Okay. So it's just added like so. Another example. For the next example, we will create a new controller file. Sure. Here's creating the module, and then he's attaching. No, he's not. Yes, he is creating the module, I believe. And then we have some example. What is it? There's an angel repeat, X and names. Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, so what is not here is a method. So let's say scope full name will be equal to a function which will return this first name plus let's do a space and this last name. I wonder. Okay, what's the problem? expression. This is an expression. Maybe yeah, I should do this. So, can I do that? Why not? What's the problem, Chief? Okay, so I will try and do this, and that will be da 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 or name like so. I'll try to view it. So this didn't want that as I thought. So let's do function like so. And maybe I can execute on it. Okay, so this works. Now I'm curious if without that guy, if I can do this undefined, because it doesn't have this. It says full name. That's it. Okay. Oh well. So function it is. And then we had a controller in another file. So what I can do is put it in here, and let's do a new file, and that will be the JavaScript file, and it will be 0204 controller. Yep. Okay. And now I can take this guy, whack it, and paste it in here. And now I have to include it somehow, so I will do script source. Source will be this guy, controller. Okay, that should be it. And if I run it again, it works. Hooray! What if I move this in here? It does not like it. Now it works. But app is not defined. Okay, so I'm asking for the app before it is actually created. So if I do this, it is okay, and if I took all of those guys in here, it should work as well, and it does. Okay, so that is the controller, and let's see if I missed something or not. Oh, the ng repeat. Okay. We can do the ng repeat, why not, if it's here. So First of all, we'll go to our controller, then I will add, where's the scope, names will be equal to an array with many objects, and it will have a name and country, so name, country, those will be the fields. Let's create 3 of them. So, and and I see typo I made. So, da da da, count, count, country, like so. Oh, yep, country. We'll say, oh, so there, country, USA, will be next. Country is the USA. It's not very visible, is it? If it was higher. Ow! 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 Burns. um, what else? Uh, GV, and the country will be Taiwan, and this will be Anna, and Czech Republic. It will be okay, like so, and now we will go in here and we will create a ng repeat. So let's do diff ng dash repeat, and here will be person names. Okay, that's stupid. And we will say person. Okay, let's try. And it does not work. Okay, can I print the names? Diff, and we will say names. And that also does not register. So, oh, scope names. Still the same. Okay, so what they did differently? Put X in names, and you repeat X in names, and the controller is scope names. I did everything well, I think. Brute force. Nothing. Okay. plus sign, but I want a plus, plus, uh-huh, like so, and now I do, why it doesn't work, I don't, I don't know why it doesn't work, saved, oh dear, okay. Why it doesn't work? I don't understand. I don't understand. Here it works. So I have ng repeat. Then I have even this. Do I have names in here? That's the same. My eye cannot see. Everything in here. The first name, the last name works, but I cannot get to the names or array. Hmm. Why not? I don't know. I don't know for what I should check even. So here I have the names, which already is not showing up. Then I have a person and names. Okay, but maybe it should be like, maybe I broke the ng repeat here. Okay, so this one disappeared. So let's do um, div, and it will say person dot name. Why not? No error in here. Still, it doesn't show. see, because the controller is controlling this div, and I'm outside of it. So if I take this and move it in here and do it again, now I got the damn thing. Okay, good. Found out. Found out. Okay, this one is not necessary, and here now, even if I do scope array, it should show something. Maybe not. I still have the array in there, right? I do. So why it doesn't show? There's a number 2 in here suddenly. I wanted to. Oh, that's this one. So we will put it in div, and it will say array, and it's there. Okay, good. That took me a while. Okay, so it have to be here. It's okay. So, and what is the next topic then? The next topic is scope. Okay, how is the scope? I will create another HTML file, and this will be L205 scope. Dang it, I did not create it. Why didn't I create it? HTML L205 scope, scope, and we can do many things. So I will do controller. I will do here probably script, and here we will say Angular module, not mouse down, module, and here it is name, so it will be my app, and here will be here will be this array of dependencies, and here's the function, so function like so, and in the function we will do the magic. Right now I don't need, I believe that's for the controller, maybe, I don't know. And we can do Angular module, just called my app, controller, yes sir, and it will be my controller, and the second one is the function, right? Function. Yep, that's the one, and let's compare it. So we have controller and the function, and that's exactly how it works. Okay, so first of all, we'll have a look in here. So here's the body, we have a scope. What else? So I put something on a scope. Oh, I need a scope in here, I believe. Scope, okay, and then I will say scope variable equals some variable, and then I will can do here, and I will do some variable like so, and that should work. And it does that. Bum, 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 bum. Because, and that's the thing we didn't learn since the last time, is this should be the, I should say, the ng app equals my app, and ng controller will be my controller. And now it might do something, or maybe not. I still don't know why. I have the ng app, I have the ng controller. Let's do it like so. Okay, still nothing. So I can have a look in here. That is okay, I believe. Let's go variable. Why is it a function? Passing in the scope. And here we have ng app, and I did not include the source to the Angular. 05. That would be it. There we go. Somewhere. Hello. Here we go. So I would say this is the scope. This is the usage of the scope. Use the scope. So what they see, what they use cookies, yes. When you make control Angular, you pass the scope object as argument. Yep. Properties made in control can be referred to in view. Yep. When adding properties to the scope object, the controller, the view HTML gets access to these properties. In the view, you do not use prefix scope, you just refer to property name like car name, okay? Understanding the scope. If we consider an Angularjs application consists of view, model, controller, then the scope is the module. Alright. The scope in JavaScript object is JavaScript object with properties and methods which are available for both the view and controller. And here is the example of it. I just did that. Here they put the thing in there. And know your scope. It is important to know which scope you are dealing with at any time. Okay. In the two examples above, there's only one scope, so knowing your scope is not an issue for larger applications. There can be selections in the HTML DOM which can only access certain scopes. Okay, that I learned the hard way, because you have the controller in here, and whoa, what are you trying to say? ng repeat. When dealing with the ng repeat directive, each repetition has access to the current repetition object. Okay, so this is... How come they shifted to ng repeat so suddenly? For large applications, lacks in certain scopes, and that's have nothing to do with this. Know your scope. Oh well. When dealing with the ng-repeat directive, each repetition has access to the current repetition object. Okay, let's do it. 35. So, and there's a root scope. So we will finish that and complete. Okay. When dealing with the directive, represents the current repetition object. Okay. So I see. Each li element has access to the current repetition object. In this case, a string, which is referred by using x. Oh, I see. So it was to the topic after all. So this one, this x is only in here accessible inside of the li element, I think. Root scope. All applications have a root scope, which is the scope created on the HTML element that contains the ngApp directive. Okay. The root scope is available in the entire application. If a variable has the same name in both the current scope and in the root scope, the application uses the one in current scope. Okay? A variable named color exists in both control scope and the root scope. Okay, so yep, and here is app run function root scope. Okay, blue red, so here it will be red, but there it can't be blue maybe. Okay, so I will do the thing Angular module, I will say my app 1 maybe, and on it we will say run and run the function. We will function, and we pass in root scope, and here is the body of it, and we will say root scope color equals blue. Okay, and here we will say scope color equals red. Alright, and here I will say color, and let's put it in this guy. Probably. Okay, and outside it will be presumably scope color, and we'll say color like so, and view it. Red, let's go color. Bum bum. Okay, so this one works. This one does not. Why? Okay, so we will move the NGF to the body. And like so. Oh, this is not nice. Do the space. You don't want to. Okay. And now it works. Alright, so it has to be inside of the app to work. And here's the scope for the my controller. Okay. And here is the scope for the root scope. Okay, so we learned something after all. And that is all. And we are 10 minutes over our planned limit, so we are done. And done is better than perfect. Bye.